The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand on iTunes and on YouTube. And thanks to our friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated to 12 million additional households. By the way, also on demand on my blog. I don't want to be remiss by not promoting my own blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you are encouraged to post your comments whether you agree with yours truly or not. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten, and the intelligent, articulate, and lovely young lady to my right, your left, is Carrie Hong. She is with New Tang Dynasty TV, which you may know because they do this wonderful Radio City music Christmas spectacular, Chinese spectacular every year. Chinese New Year spectacular every year. If you're in New York City, it's a show you ought not to miss. But New Tang Dynasty Television is not just about culture, although culture is a big part of what you do over there. You cover news, you cover politics, you cover stories about and for the Chinese community, both on the mainland and expatriated, that nobody else covers in a way that's in such depth that the Chinese government thinks that you're a bunch of subversives for telling the truth. And as a result of that, now in advance of the Beijing Olympics, and you know when you go to the Olympic Organizing Committee, you promise, you take a solemn oath that we're going to give access to all during the Olympics, because that's what it's all about, bringing us all together, exchange of ideas, culture, as well as athletic competition, good sportsmanship and all that. But our worst fears are being realized. The Chinese government is suppressing the news media. Equipment, your colleagues' equipment, some of it isn't making it into country. They're giving people a hard time covering things outside of the Olympic Village. There's things going on in China that the Chinese government doesn't want broadcast to the rest of the world. Now, unfortunately, New Tang Dynasty Television is the only free Chinese language network available to the people of China. You beam to them by satellite. Suddenly, 7 weeks before the Olympics, your provider of satellite service, Eutelstat, do I pronounce it right? Eutelstat, which is the second largest in Europe, or the first largest in Europe, whatever, they're huge.
The second largest in Europe, the third largest in the world.
Third largest in the world.
Right.
Oh, they had a problem with the transponder, and holy camoli, of all the stations that get shut off to China, New Tang Dynasty.
That's right.
And of course, everybody's suspicious that the Chinese government may have pressured them to do this. We all know it's true, but we can't prove it. And then our good friends at Reporters Without Borders, who I have a lot of faith in and great affinity for a lot of reasons. Maybe we'll get into that a little later. They got evidence that shows that the Chinese government actually did pull the plug on you guys.
Yep, that's exactly what happened, Gary. Like you said, NTDTV was established in 2001 to be the platform for different voices, because unfortunately in the Chinese speaking language community, it is not existing.
Right.
Different voices cannot be voiced. Even CNN or the Western media, such as New York Times or CNN or Times Magazine or BBC in China, are oftentimes being blocked.
We're blocked. Does that surprise you? Paltalk is blocked to China. Now, some people figured ways around it. There are ways, you know, anybody like my son, any teenager or young adult is going to figure out how to get around that. And thank God we do have people from China who come on here and express their opinions and exchange views with other people. But yeah, they pulled the plug on Paltalk, of course.
Right. And there is no pluralism in the Chinese language media. That's what China, NTD is trying to do here, and that's part of what we try to do. We try to be the Chinese language CNN, PBS. We try to report it in the Western media in journalism style, so that the Chinese people around the world can enjoy this free information, and they can have access to free flow information. We do cover lots of topics such as SARS, such as the underground churches issues, early on this year, the Tibetan issue, the earthquake a couple months ago, and of course the upcoming Olympics issues and some of the dissidents that are being singled out in China, such as the Falun Gong groups, the Tibetan groups, and the students' movement groups. So all of these topics are the ones that...
Falun Gong subversive. All they do is sit around and meditate in public and do their little exercises, you know, and that's that. What do they look? They're going to come up and take over the government through their exercises? I mean, what's the problem of the government with them?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Exactly. And the persecution has been going on for 8 years now. And the government originally said that they are politically threatening to the government, but since it's been 8 years now, nothing has happened.
You have a very lovely ringtone on your cell phone, by the way. That's okay. They're enjoying it, you know. Music box. They think, she brought her own music box because you have to understand that Carrie likes to have a little bit of music behind her while she talks to us about these things. It's her cell phone. Okay.
Sorry for that.
Well, we get, immediate feedback from the audience, so we have to be responsive to them, too.
That's right, that's right. Thank you. We've been on the Eutelsat satellite broadcasting to China since 2004. We had a very good lunch meeting with the CEO and president of Eutelsat, Mr. Beretta, in 2004, and we've told him that the kind of pressure that he might be getting from the Chinese Communist Party regime. And he has made personal promises to us that no matter what kind of pressure he's going to face, he's not going to take NTD down off from his satellite, because they believe in pluralism, they believe in equal access, and they believed in promoting media pluralism. But unfortunately, very shortly after, before 2005, when we could auto-renew the contract, he told us that he could no